Let both sides unite to heed in all corners of the earth the command of Isaiah to undo the heavy burdens and let the oppressed go free.
I speak tonight for the dignity of man and the destiny of democracy.
We have a responsibility to do everything that we can to mobilize the forces in the free world for peace and freedom.
We are bound together by the most powerful of all ties, our fervent love for freedom and independence.
2 centuries ago, our nation's birth was a milestone in the long quest for freedom.
Freedom and the dignity of the individual have been more available and assured here than in any other place on earth.
We know what works. Freedom works. We know what's right. Freedom is right.
At the dawn of the 21st century, a free people must now choose to shape the forces of the information age and the global society, to unleash the limitless potential of all our people.
I will not relent in waging this struggle for freedom and security for the American people.
I think it's important to remember that dissent is an important, crucial cog in the complex machine of democracy. So what actions do the state and mass media take that serve to squelch the practice of dissent? First of all, the first one I'll talk about is direct violence, beating, tear gassing, stun gun.
Police horses trampled at least one veteran, Nick Morgan, who lay on the ground nearly unconscious in a pool of blood.
Police continued to charge their horses at the protesters, resulting in the stepping on Iraq veteran.
I asked Nicole what had happened. She was trapped in the parking lot. There were cars behind her, and she said, "Where can we go? Press, press." And she's showing her press credential, and she's filming.
This is George Bush's federal Guantanamo for Katrina survivors.
Pamela Lewis's family is one of 73,000 living in FEMA trailers in Louisiana alone. For a year, Pamela, who has multiple sclerosis, has been locked behind the barbed wire fence here. There is a free bus, but it goes only to the Walmart.
The prison has been a quintessentially democratic institution. It demonstrates through the process of negation the centrality of individual rights and liberties. Civil life is negated, and the prisoner is relegated to the status of civil death.
We always called the camps relocation centers while we were there. Now, I feel it is apropos to call them concentration camps. It is not the same as the concentration camps of Europe. Those, we feel, were death camps. The concentration camps were a concentration of people placed in an area and disempowered and disenfranchised. So it is apropos to call them a concentration camp.
Between March 1973 and March 1976, on or immediately about the Pine Ridge Reservation, not less than 69 members and supporters of the American Indian movement died violently. While those 69 people were being killed, 342 other members and supporters of the American Indian movement suffered severe physical assault.
Because of the deprivation, the forced colonization, in those concentration camps they call reservations, the enforced poverty, we are at the bottom rung on every scale of measurement of all the ills of poverty in America. And yet we contribute $6 billion to the GNP.
What you have is a functioning death squad on Pine Ridge, a functioning death squad that was coordinated, commanded, and controlled by the government of the United States in order to maintain a particular hegemonic relationship to the people and their resources.
We're refugees in our own society. Over 1.5 million Indians are refugees in the United States of America.
The federal government, through 4 administrations, were running a terrorist program against dissent, and it reached the level of outright political assassination. The most extreme case in the COINTELPRO records was the assassination of Black Panther leader Fred Hampton, who was an organizer in the Chicago ghettos.
This picture of the man the prison with 2 dogs, snarling Alsatian shepherds about 2 feet on each side of him. And what happened, of course, is the dogs did attack the man, and a lot of blood.
Leonard Peltier was thus converted into a symbol of the government's ability to make people pay an extremely high price for political effectiveness and political opposition. He is a symbol of the government's ability at this point to repress oppositional movements with the United States and to get away with it, so long as they can keep the man in prison for his doing double life. They're making that point stick.
My God, if this keeps it up, we're going to be in a police state. Been hearing that all of my life. Well, how many ups does it have to keep before we actually are in the police state?